love, it's a beautiful emotion that we all feel. But in terms of falling in love and confessing your love to someone, it's a game. And it's a brutal game of war. So, how are you going to get someone to confess their love to you, which inevitably leads them to being submissive to you? Well, that is the premise of Kaguya-sama Love is War. And for a while, I had a plan for this channel. That's why I was gone for a bit. But I was going to review my top 10 list, but I found this anime and I fell in love with it, and I want to analyze it and share my thoughts and opinions with you, the viewer. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off, I want to talk about the characters, because there are 4 main characters and 4 side characters to be aware of, starting with Kagya Shinomiya and Miyuki Shirogane. These two are both incredibly frustrating and enjoyable to watch. Frustrating because they are both prideful to admit their feelings about each other, but that's all I want to say about them for now, and I'll get back to them later. Next is Chika Fujiwara, and Chika is a bit of a wild card in every battle that takes place with her present, and she either gets in Kagya or Miyuki's way as an obstacle or as an aid for one of the two, but 90% of the time she is an obstacle. And being the comic relief is absolutely refreshing to see her on screen, because every time she says something I burst out laughing, and that is not an exaggeration either. She has an entire ramen noodle arc where she becomes a ramen lord. I mean, come on. How hilarious is that? And last on the chopping block is Yui Ishigami. He is an average anime fan pre-2020, depressed, plays video games 24/7, long emo hair, and probably hasn't bathed in a few days. But under all of that, he is absolutely terrible with women, and every interaction he has with them is just incredibly hilarious and probably the fuel for incel ideology. And that's Ishigami in a nutshell. Now, I do want to talk about the battles, and I won't touch on all of them or else this would be a 5-hour-long video, but I do want to talk about the creative situations that the mangaka put the characters in to create these battles. So, the average battle goes as followed. Kagya or Shirogane will interact. That interaction will force them into a mind game where they try to one-up each other and progress the relationship. The loser being the one who caves, and then being the submissive or dominant person in the relationship. So, an example of these battles, so that you don't get confused for people who haven't seen the show, is Shirogane getting a new cell phone. Kagya wants his number, and Shirogane wants to give his number to Kagya, which results in the two playing mind games with each other, like Shirogane using a child photo on his profile picture to get Kagya to ask what his number is so she could see the profile picture. But Kagya uses emotional blackmail to get the said picture from Shirogane, and now seeing what he looks like as a child. But in the end, her phone is too old, so they exchange emails and the battle ends in a draw. And that is the average battle. It is a very, very creative situation, and there are more battles like this, and they're all incredibly hilarious. After a while, you would think this formula would get stale, but somehow it doesn't. Every episode consists of an average of 3 battles, but they innovate and evolve and have new meaning and depth to them as the story develops. This all culminates in the climax at the end of the school year, in the beginning of summer, when they all agree to go to see a firework festival at the end of summer. But it turns out Kagya can't go because she is grounded. Her maid, and also her therapist, knowing Kagya has feelings for Shirogane, helps her escape the house. However, she ends up missing the fireworks show. Unbeknownst to her, all her friends are looking for her, and Shirogane is the one to locate her. And together, in a culmination of every battle they had done previously in the season, they end up seeing a fireworks show, leaving Shirogane to be her knight in shining armor. Overall, this show is amazing, and I will be reading the manga when I eventually catch up to the show. And I was highly impressed, and I can't wait to see what Season 2 has in store for these characters. And this was your cousin Vinny. Please like and subscribe and share the video with your friends if you enjoyed it. This was your cousin Vinny. I'll see you next time.
I'm tryna get it, I'm tryna go ahead and get it. I'm tryna be the greatest alive like Marty McFly. Back to the future like Philly Fry. Everybody wanna rap, so please get in line. I don't gotta turn to be dealing with people ain't serious, cause I'm going up the band delirious.